This coin is definitely well worn and very old, but can you recognize what country it's from? Well, there's a clue. The one detail that I can really make out on this coin is going to be that harp right there. Flip it over and there's almost nothing that you can know on this side. So I thought this was going to be a pretty difficult journey to figure out what this Irish coin was going to be. I mean, there's a letter A above the head right there, until I found you can actually make out some of the words on the side. And it actually has the words payable in Dublin on it. The word Dublin be right there. There, we got its focus. As it turns out, this is going to be a halfpenny token from Ireland, 1792. And so this is known as the Dublin Cian and Camac half token. And it actually also has the word payable in Dublin or Ballymurtaugh, but that half of what was written on the edge is missing. So there you go. That's a coin that is almost as old as our country that I found in a bin that was 5 for $1. Now this particular seller had all of these coins that you see here. These are what I picked up from him. He had them in an old coffee can, and they were 5 for $1. Several of his coins are damaged, which is why you could find something like this in a 5 for $1 bin. But this is an interesting Chinese Empire coin from the probably over 100 years old. This side's in pretty good shape if it weren't for the massive holes that appear in here. But this one is from the Hubei province that you can see across the top. It's a 10 cash coin, and with a lot of coins like this, you actually have to get out the catalog and look at a lot of the subtle differences, because there's probably 10 different versions of this coin, all with minor differences to them. There's one other Chinese coin right here. I haven't actually looked up this one yet to see when it was made, but one thing I found interesting about this one is the other side was blank, and I don't know if I've seen that too often on a lot of these round with square hole Chinese cash coins. So that one's going to take some further investigation as I dig in a little bit more. We've got one more Chinese cash coin. This one's larger than the first one. This one is a 20 cash coin. Still has kind of the similar dragon look to it. Of course, it still has the hole in it. Someone tried to turn this into a necklace, I guess. But if it weren't for that, even this coin in this shape might be worth $5, $10, $20, and you wouldn't find it in a bin like I found it. So I'm still happy to pick up something like that. This dealer had these coins that are in exchange value worth more than 50 cents. That's probably going to be worth closer to 60 cents in foreign exchange value. And sometimes I'll pick these up. In this case, I think I did this to just because I had picked up a nice round number, or it would be a round number if I added 1 or 2 coins to it. So I picked up that British 50 cents. I already have that. Here's another one. This one, though, is a little bit different. Now, today, a lot of the 50 pence coins are commemoratives, but this is one of the first ones that shows several hands holding each other, and I think this was one of the forerunners. I think this was trying to get people to warm up to the idea of the European Union, where it shows several hands working together in cooperation. At least I think that's the story. Here is a Queen Elizabeth Pence, except this one is from New Zealand. One other British coin. This one is going to be from East Africa. 10 pence from 1942. Instead of having a portrait of the king, it's going to have just the name, George VI, on the side. Nice engraving of the crown here, and then a lot of his titles on the right with 10 cents. Next up is this nice coin from Tunisia, 50 francs. Tunisia at one point was ruled by France, and they kept the franc as their currency. We made the year 1950. This next one from Spain, I'm almost surprised that I didn't have this one. There are a lot of coins from Spain which are pretty common. This one isn't quite as common. From 1949 with Francisco Franco. On the side we have the 5 pesetas. Now we see the 1 peseta very often, but this 5 peseta was only made for a couple of years, and then once you get to the 70s and the 80s, the 5 pesetas are very common. The 1 peseta from this era is pretty common. The actual date is in the star right there, and it's always so small I can't read it. I do see the number 5. Now that might be a 50 inside that star. So one thing about these older mid to late 20th century coins is the date that appears here is the date that the coin was first made, but the year that it was actually made appears in the star. The 19 is going to be on this side. I believe this coin for 10 is going to be from Egypt. So here is one of these African countries that is under the control of a European country that was for a short time known as the Belgian Congo Ruanda-Urundi. This coin has a date of 1958. It is made out of aluminum, and this is a 5 franc coin. As I was going through this dealer's lot, I also found a 1 franc coin of the same set. I picked it up and immediately dropped it. It rolled. It fell to the floor, hit my foot, rolled away. I never found it. I paid for it, but with hopes that I could look around, find it, get it off the floor. I never did find it, but so someone's going to walk away with it. As it turns out, I already had the 1 franc. But this is a difficult country to find coins from. Again, that's Belgian Congo, Rwanda-Urundi. Let's see, next we'll go to this Middle Eastern coin, 1975. Their number that looks, you'd think that'd be a 0, but their 5 actually is the 0. So that's 1975 on our calendar. That is Bahrain. Another coin with a hole in it. This one is from Brazil. $300 rays from 1936. Next up, here's a coin that I already had, but this one was in such nice shape. This is going to be a one to upgrading my collection. We have a 50 centavos from Portugal, 1970. Another coin from a country that's hard to find these days, although a little bit easier than the Belgian Congo. This is a French-controlled area from, I think the date there is 1941. This is going to be French Indo-China, which I think is a collection of countries that I believe this would include places like Vietnam, Cambodia, Laos, 10 cents. Now this particular coin is one of the more easier to find, excuse me, one of the easier coins to find from French Indochina. But I think this stopped being a place after about World War II, and then each country made their own coins after that. We're going to finish with a couple of coins from Malaysia. This is of their modern design. The one on the right, 20 cent, is from 2014. One on the left, 5 cent, is 2017. Flip them over, and they all have a design similar to this, where you've got just the flowers, dots, lines on them. May have already had the 20, but I did not have the 5, because I feel like I would have remembered that interesting little dot pattern that they've got on here. All right, so if you're watching this on the day I'm uploading it, which would be the first Friday in March, these coins came from a dealer at the Cookeville, Tennessee coin show that I went to a couple of weeks ago. But today I am attending the Tennessee State Numismatic Show in the suburbs of Chattanooga, Tennessee. That happens twice a year. They have a couple hundred tables, I believe, and so it's even though that's a couple hours drive for me, it's certainly worth it, especially if you're someone like me who only cares about foreign coins. There are about 5 or 6 dealers there who do have foreign coins, and for someone like me, that's a lot, because those are a little bit harder to come by. So in my next few videos are probably going to be things from the TSNS show, Camp Jordan Arena in the suburbs of Chattanooga. I think that's called East Ridge is the name of the suburb, but you can Google their website and find that. I still do have several videos of coins that I picked up from the Cookeville, Tennessee show 2 weeks ago. So these are all going to keep me busy for quite a while. All right, thanks for watching. Bye.